God, my brothers and sisters. I believe you're well in the Lord. This is yours, Pastor Martin. Today, I'm ministering to you from a mountaintop. This is where I'm reaching you from today. I want to encourage you and again to remind you, God does not change. When we change our positions, He remains the same. When we go high, He is the same God. When we go low, He is the same God. The same God who will answer you on the mountaintop, He is the same God who will answer you down in the valley. The same God who will answer you during the good times, He is the same God who will answer you again during the bad times. And the same God who will answer you during the day, He is the same God who will answer you during the night. Times does not change God as it changes man. So rest assured, God remains the same. Today I want to talk to you about a ministry. Whom are you listening to in your life? In the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 16, it tells us that you are a slave to whom you obey. There are those who are slaves to sin and those who are slaves to obedience. Whom do you obey in your life? There are things that talk to you. When God talks to you, also sin talks to you. In the Garden of Eden, the devil talked to Eve, but God had already talked to Adam. You see, sin comes to talk to you out from what God has already talked to you in. God told Adam what he should do and what he should not do. Yet Adam chose to obey what the devil talked to him through his wife. Before the devil talking to Adam through his wife, God had already warned Adam and talked to Adam. But don't forget, whom you choose to obey, you become a slave to him or to her. Sin talks to you, and it talks to you through men. Let me give you an illustration through King Saul in 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 24, which says, Then Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned. I have violated the Lord's command and your instructions. I was afraid of the men, and so I gave in to them. Meaning, he knew what God wanted of him, but he chose to obey men over God. This is very bad. He chose to obey men over God. In Acts chapter 5 and verse 29, Peter tells us, do not fear men over God. It brings you a serious problem in your life. It indulges into sin because it will drive you from what God has told you already, and it will put you into serious sin. When God tells you what to do and what not to do, sin will always tell you to do what God has told you not to do. Samuel ministered unto Saul and told him what God wanted of him. But instead, Samuel did what men wanted him to do because he feared men over God. And as a result, he lost the inheritance and the lineage of kingship from his generations. He lost a big thing because of fear of men. So many of you are going to lose so many things because of fear of men. Even in churches today, there are those who minister and tell you to do what Jesus told you not to do. For instance, he tells you, love your enemy. Then, I tell you to hate your enemies. This is not what our Lord taught us. They will tell you, curse those who curse you. This is not what the Lord taught us. He taught us to bless those who curse us. So, you see, it is so easy to detect when a sin is talking to you. And that is how you become a slave of sin. And that is how you lose your inheritance. That is how you lose your blessings. That is how you lose your anointing. That is how you lose the fellowship between you and God. When you listen to sin and stop listening to God. Because you feared men more than God. Be warned, my brothers and sisters. Sin is ministering to you in one way or the other. Don't listen to it. Listen to what God is telling you and be safe. Be blessed and God bless you. Shalom.